This tutorial is an introduction to logo design using Photoshop. This is tutorial 1 on logo design. Now, it's far better to help develop your skills to produce your own logo on Photoshop rather than using a website which does it for you, such as glitter text. So I'm going to do just one basic logo to show you. File open. I'm going to use some flames, and I'm also going to use some water. File open and water bubbles open. Okay, I'm going to copy these into the same layer, so I'm going to drag the water from the layers option on top of the fire. I now have 2 layers. I'm also going to duplicate the layer here with the fire, so I'm going to right click and duplicate layer and click OK. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a copy of the water which I want to appear on my logo, so I'm going to use the rectangular marquee tool. Just going to take a snippet of that, press Ctrl C on my keyboard, then Ctrl V, ensuring that I was working on the water layer. I now have a triangle of water, and I'm going to do the same with the fire. So working on the fire layer, again marquee tool, and take a triangle of the fire. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I now have one layer with water, one layer with fire. Just going to move these up together. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a section out of the bottom of the water. So I'm going to use the elliptical marquee tool. I'm going to make this quite big, that should do. And then move it into position, you will see why shortly. Okay, I think that should do. And I'm going to press delete on my keyboard to delete the bottom part of that water. Yep, okay. And then Ctrl D on my keyboard to deselect this selected area. I'm now going to drag the fire to where the water is. Okay, that will do. Now what I need to do, I need to merge both of these layers together. So I'm going to right click on the layer with the water and click merge down. That's now made both of them layers into one layer. I'm now going to use the horizontal type mask tool. If you right click on the text tool here, you can select horizontal type mask tool. And what I'm going to do, my logo is going to say hot, cold. Actually, I'm in the wrong place. Let me try again. Control D, horizontal type mask tool. Try a little bit lower this time. And hot, cold. Still not quite right. Try again. Hot, cold. That'll have to do. Okay. Now I'm going to click the move tool, and then that sets that text as a path. I'm going to press Control C and then Control V to paste. I now have a layer which says hot cold. So we can see that better, I'm going to insert a new layer, which is a blank layer, and I'm going to fill that with a black background. So paint bucket tool, select black and fill with a black background. I'm going to drag that behind my text and then Control plus to zoom in on my text. So I now have a layer which says hot cold. It's taken some of the water and some of the fire, and it looks quite nice as it is. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use the smudge tool. I'm going to make the flames look like they're coming out of the layer. We're working on the right layer. Oh, the flames coming out of the fire, and then I'm going to make the water look like it's running slightly. So just keep clicking and dragging. With my smudge tool, I have 8 pixels wide and a hardness of 8%. To change that, if you right click on your screen, you can change the settings. So I'm just dragging these flames. going to do, I'm going to do the same with the water, but this time I'm going to go in a downward motion with the water. I'm going to make sure the sharper edges at the top here are not quite so sharp, more realistic. I'm just doing this quick, obviously the more time you spend on it, the neater you can make it look. Okay, I now have a personalised hot and cold logo. Now you try.